What email? Okay. He said he got it. He's going to try.
Grizz Nation, it's time to send Ja, Jaren, and Dez to the 2025 All-Star Game.
Oh! What did we just see, partner?
Take three! Take three!
Bane for three. Bingo!
This man Bane
Heating it up.
Blocked by Jaren!
most versatile power forward in the game today.
Head to NBA.com/vote, the NBA app, or simply use the QR code on the screen to send your Grizzlies to the All-Star Game today.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Ring in the new year at Southland Casino Hotel to win your share of over $100,000 in free play, cash, or a 2025 Lexus. On New Year's Eve, we're turning up the energy with incredible entertainment. Dance the night away to the beats of DJ Epic, Jerome Chisholm, and the M-Town Band, and an electrifying performance from Troy Laz. There's only one place to win when the clock strikes midnight, Southland Casino Hotel.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700. Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live. Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Anticipate each challenge, make a quick response, capitalize on every opportunity, and win. Greatness won't wait. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
How about them Tigers? Go.
Beat Tulane in a game that nobody called. Nobody thought was going to happen. They were a 2-touchdown underdog, and they got the win.
Number 25 in the AP right now, number 24 in the coaches poll right now. So this is a Tigers football team that's going to end the regular season ranked in both major polls, possibly ranked in the CFP as well, with 10 wins. That's a damn good season.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
CityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. So Tuesday, January 7th, 2025 edition of the show. Today on the show, Grizzlies played last night against the Dallas Mavericks at FedEx Forum and got a double-digit victory. We will get to everything we saw at the Forum last night. There's been a bunch of NFL news with the conclusion of another NFL week. Roser will have his NFL notes. In what is a big week of sports going on. It is a Tuesdays. We'll have a Tuesdays with Tony brought to you by Esco. Let's do it. Turn it up. To get to, we were at the Forum last night and watched the Grizzlies take on the Mavericks. We will get to that and everything else going on. As I mentioned, an NFL week concluded. We have the playoffs ahead. Roser will have his last regular season NFL notes. It's kind of sad, honestly. Devin Walker will be here in a little bit. To Tuesdays with Tony, brought to you by Esco. Tony Allen will be here in a moment. First, I'll welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Bandit, Sindor Sack, Johnny Backpull, Johnny Bearcat, the Grim Roser, John Asparagus, Johnny Neck Carb, John Lance. He's Johnny Quadrant. He's John Hustle. He's Yogi Roser. Hello, John.
What up?
Devin Walker will be here later. Tony Allen is in Los Angeles, California, where he joins us. It is brought to you by Esco. It is a Tuesdays with Tony, the grind father himself, live from a La Quinta in L.A. Are you at a La Quinta? What are you? Oh, no, I don't.
It's the suite. It's the La Quinta suite.
All right, so I guess you're going to be out in L.A. You got to be doing, podcast rotation out there?
Yeah, podcast rotation. Me and Zebo got all the smoke. You know, we're going to be pushing the brand out the mud. I'm going to try to slide on Truth and KG while I'm out here.
Okay. See if you can get on FS1. I'm kidding.
And I just left.
I actually don't.
Listen, and I just left Derrick Rose weekend. He had a phenomenal weekend.
Oh, you were there.
Talking like it was real big. And I'm really excited for what I got coming up, but more so importantly, man, just seeing him, man, with those emotions flared up, just the crowd roaring, everybody showing him love. Great weekend. He went back to his high school, had a celebrity game. My son actually played in that game too.
Okay, so hold on, time out. Before we get into everything, I want to do a little backstory here because it's not just that you guys played in the NBA. It's not just because you both happen to be from Chicago. Your brother and Derrick were best buddies.
Yeah, they like this.
Growing up, right? Your brother Ryan and Derrick were best buddies. So you have known Derrick since way before he was Derrick Rose, superstar, even at Simeon, and then obviously at the University of Memphis, and then continuing on to becoming the youngest NBA MVP. So I think you have a much different perspective of everything that went on, and especially being that was in his hometown of Chicago.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, my brother been knowing him. He been telling me about him. I had never seen him play while he was in high school. And my brother was telling me, like, yo, this dude can go out of high school. Like, he that good. Yo, this is my man. This is my man. And me not really knowing what was going on, my little brother, him and my little brother was so clicked that when I used to leave my cars and stuff at home, when I traveled my cars from wherever I was playing to Chicago, I would always leave like one car there, right? My little brother would be not in school, up there picking up Derrick Rose, them guys hanging out all through their, junior and senior year. And I would come home and I'd be like, damn, Ryan, why your grades look like this? Now that I look back, he was with Derrick Rose.
So wait, hold on now. Did Ryan go to Simeon, or were they just buddies from basketball?
They was buddies from, I think the AAU scene. I'm not sure how they met, but more so importantly, I knew they was jam tight, because when I used to come to the city, everybody used to be like, where your brother at? Where him and Pooh at? Where him and Pooh at? And I'm like, who the hell is Pooh? And I would ask Ryan, who was Pooh? He's like, that's D Rose. That's what I've been telling you about. That my man. He might go out of high school. And lo and behold, man, before I knew it, he was in the NBA.
Well, and obviously we had him here in Memphis and made it to the championship game before Mari Chalmers did us in. But I mean, he made a bigger impact in 1 year at Memphis than you could even. It's impossible to fathom how important he was, and then how amazing he was in that NCAA tournament. So it was this weird circumstance where everybody in Memphis was all in on Derrick Rose because he had played here, and then Chicago, like, getting that number one pick, it truly felt like destiny, honestly. Like a kid from Chicago.
Man, that's what I said. Kid from Chicago. I'm pretty sure that was a dream come true to play pretty much majority of your basketball in high school. You know what I mean? Everything, your family, so many close friends. It had to have been a dream come true. And I mean, it shocked the world. I'm pretty sure it did.
So what was the night like? Tell me, walk me through being there in Chicago for it.
So when we get there, obviously he got the flower shop. He opened up the flower shop pop-up. And
all right, I saw something about this. What is it?
So I guess he's getting into the flower business.
Okay.
So he did a pop-up shop with his roses. And what he did was he invited all the fans out. Whoever a D-Rose fan, you'll come get you a bouquet of roses, and give them to, it's the holiday spirit. Give them to whoever you love, whoever you feel like you got the most love for. And when I tell you this line was from, you could quote me on this. This line was from, I want to say, the Mississippi River all the way to the FedEx Forum.
What?
I'm reading a story. It said thousands were in a line, queued up in a line before it even opened, stretched for blocks. Multiple blocks in downtown Chicago.
Where was the place? Where was this pop-up?
I'm not sure about where the place was at.
Where does it say it was, Roser? There's thousands of people lined up for this thing?
Yeah, man.
It doesn't say. It was just somewhere. It just says down. Let's see. 350 North State Street.
Look at this line right here.
350 North State Street. Yeah, it was just north of Marina City.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you're not lying, Tony. My God.
They said it was only open. Some guy said he woke up at 3 a.m. to be there at 5 a.m., and it was only open for 4 hours.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, the day after he retired, he put that full page ad not only in the Memphis paper, but in the Minnesota paper. He put one in a Cleveland paper, the Chicago paper, like every different city that he had played in. He took out a full-page ad and thanked the fans. And then you see this. And then if you listen to him anytime last year when he was talking, it's like this incredible message of gratitude and thankfulness, and like just watching him morph into what he is now. From when I tell you, outside of DeJuan Wagner and Derrick Rose are easily the most reserved, introverted players I have ever been around. It's not even close. And both of them, likewise, were huge recruits that came to the University of Memphis for 1 year, right? But and Wani's kid's playing at Arkansas right now, no less. And then both of them, like, to watch, especially with Derrick, evolve. And he talked about this last year, even at Media Day. He's like, you have no idea how proud I am to be able to sit here and do an interview like I'm doing right now, coming from where I came from, and what I was. Because I was the most shy, the most introverted, and it took a lot of work to get to this point. But now I can express myself in the way I want to express myself. And like his expressions now are just like constantly giving back. Like it feels like that's what he loves to do. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So the following day, obviously he went to Simeon. He went back and refurbished the whole gym. You know, he implemented his collab shoe to the team. They wear D Rose emblems all on the jerseys. His best friend Tim is the actual head coach. So what he did was he got a whole bunch of players that that played in the high school conferences that he played in. A lot of his friends and a lot of celebrities. My little son played in the game too as well. His son played in the game, and he just had a little fun little game. And it's funny how he ended the game because the game got tight, right? And so he goes to the free throw line, and the game is to 25, and they were down the whole game. And so they put D Rose back in. He trying to play like, all right, we just having fun. Yeah. But then his competitive spirit kicked in, and they made a rally back. His son had like 17 points of the 25. Yeah, his son was killing. And so it got close. Derrick gets to the free throw line. It's 23-23. Derrick gets fouled, right? Crowd's going wild. Tell me why he shoots. Actually, they had 24. He shoots the free throw, missed one with his left hand, shot it again for 25 with his left hand in the game. The crowd go wild.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was big. That was
it slammed?
Yeah, it was slammed. It was a standing room only. It was so many people calling me, talking about, TA, man, come on, man. You know me from the Sandlot, man. Come get me at the door. Man, listen, you going to stand at that door. Right?
Those jerseys are great, and they got the little D Rose on them as we're showing it on the screen right now. Yeah. Little D Rose up in the up on the shoulder.
Yeah, and that was a big day. And then so then you got you got the following day, which is basically the ceremony where they actually made Derrick Rose Day. So 1/4/25 is actually Derrick Rose Day in Chicago. The mayor came out. They went to a park where they had like 100,000 roses in this specific area, I think, where he grew up at, and they made like a little scene where had the camera crew there, and there was a whole bunch of roses with his Chicago Bulls jersey on there, and the mayor came out and told him like, hey, we are now making January 4th Derrick Rose Day. And that was like, man, a big thing for him. And so I enjoyed that. And then we also had...
I mean, this is like a whole weekend of festivities.
It was a whole weekend. And so that was early that morning. Then later in that day, he had like a little brunch for all his players that played with him, all his teammates. It was like a Chicago Bulls thing. Like everybody, all his teammates that played with him from the Bulls came. Like guys like Brad Miller, Rip Hamilton, Scalabrine, Ben Gordon, any Chicago, Keith Bogans, I even got a chance to see.
Obviously, Joakim.
Luau Ding?
Wait. Luau Ding.
What is Brad Miller doing these days?
Yeah.
Yeah, all those guys came and supported him. Man, it was big. Yeah, that was the day right there. He found out Derrick Rose day, and obviously the game at the Chicago Bulls played. I mean, it was a sellout crowd. I said I asked my good friend. He's a Chicago Bulls fan till to this day. He told me, he said, man, this damn gym ain't been packed since he left this one.
Hey, I saw Joakim made him cry.
Yeah, Joakim definitely made him cry, man. You know how that is, man. Those emotions get riled up, man.
Yeah.
Especially from this game that we love, that we've been playing since kids. I mean, as obviously we made money to take care of our families, and just to get honored in that matter for your work, man, it's a huge accomplishment, man. I was so proud of him as well.
Did you get a little choked up thinking about it? There's no way, as you know, that we're a couple of months away from their number 9 going up in the banners. I can only imagine you're sitting there in Chicago being like, oh my God, I'm going to be a disaster. You are going to be a disaster.
Yo, that's all.
I can't wait.
That's all Desi kept saying was like, yo, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, my palms get to sweating. My stomach tight.
Because you know him so well, and I know you've been to, you've seen it happen with Zebo and Mark, but it's a whole different deal. And then you're watching with it happening with Derrick, and you're seeing even a guy like that who's as stoic as it is, you see it get to him. Like, it's overwhelming.
It definitely got to him, and like I said, man, when your body of work comes from all heart, grit and grind, I mean, I'm knowing some emotions gonna come out. I know I'm gonna get a little teary-eyed, but hey, man, that's what I'm waiting on, man. I'm waiting on that, man.
Me too. And there's gonna be that whole documentary about your life that's coming out that they've been working on. I had to sit down and do another interview about that, and oh my God, did I lie? I mean, I made you sound. Look, we're all going to be dead one day. This movie will live on, and if anybody wants to go look up Tony Allen, at least they got me lying, saying how awesome a guy you are. I was like, you know what? We're all going to be dead and gone one day, but at least there'll be this artifact, and if anybody wants to find out about him, we can give him his flowers while we're all still alive.
Hey, man, I'm definitely accepting the flowers. I appreciate you, though, Chris Vernon.
All right, so we got some news to get to. First, we went to the Grizzly game last night. They played against the Dallas Mavericks, and you know what's crazy? I had this feeling that ran through last night. Now, of course, look, the Grizzlies were without John Morant and Desmond Bane, so it felt a lot like last year where it's like, and one of the things we talked about so many times was they're like, this will reap dividends in the future when we were talking about how every night you're going out there and losing, but Jaren Jackson Jr. has to be the man. And he was consistently having big game after big game after big game last year. But it's him and just 4 guys. And it's guys that weren't even expected to be in the lineup. And it was like, this is not great. You're losing every night, but he's being the focal point of this offense over and over and over again. He's getting reps doing this, and you will reap the benefit of this because he's now being put into a position to be the man. And last night you walk into that game, and Roser even said this to me as we walked in. He's like, this feels like last year. It's like Jaren and 4 guys, right? And this was the dividends. Like, I really felt that watching this game. I'm like, bro, he's done this over and over again for the past year and a half now. So on a night like tonight where you're shorthanded, he's by far the best player on the floor. Like, he was absolutely awesome last night, Tony. And I couldn't help but feel like all those reps being the man last year are the root cause of this.
Yeah, I agree, Chris. But, the one thing about all this is he had a mindset last night. He knew that the team needed him, right? And so he had his mindset like, hey, 3 things going to happen. I'm going to score, I'm going to get fouled, or, y'all going to go through me. And when he got that mindset, it's like nothing can stop him from being great. But the only thing I'm worried about is can he keep this same mentality when Ja get back? Can he keep this same mentality when Bane get back? And playing under control, knowing your spots and your times when to be aggressive. Look at me shooting threes. It's like, can you be the professional or the veteran that knows when to take advantage of his opportunities? And like I say, he's an all-star this year. He's been consistent this year. He's been healthy. And I just think when he playing like this, man, he looked like a first option on any given night. Like
he really did. And the crazy thing is, and Jason Kidd typically does a very good job of making your life hell. Him not bringing a second guy on Jaren last night is insanity. I mean, I'm watching this game, and I'm like, what is he doing? Like, Jaren is destroying these guys.
It's kind of disrespectful, too, and I think he took it as a sign of disrespect.
Yeah.
And when you playing like that, when you could score a foul and get an assist all throughout the game, bro, trust and believe, his confidence is at an all-time high.
Well, the crazy thing is, T.A., I'm one of those, it's like, all right, shut him down. If the other guys beat me, I'll live with the result. Like, that's the way it works in a basketball game. It's certainly when you get to playoff time, it's always those other guys that end up having to step up because you're going to make it hardest on the guy that's supposed to be going off. But last night, like, it started early and, like, throughout the whole game, there was nobody he couldn't score one-on-one on. And it's like, I would have just thrown two at him every time. And if I lose to Scottie Pippen Jr., I lose to Scottie Pippen Jr. That was just bizarre to me. Like, because the only chance they have of winning right now, Dallas, and they're going to have a really tough go because you got the bulging disc thing with Kyrie. You've got Luka on a scooter. And
that looked bad. That looked bad too.
And I mean, calf injuries are nothing to be trifled with, and always take longer than you think they're going to take. And he's not exactly the beacon of conditioning, anyways. So you know what it's like when you have to be off your feet. There's no way to keep your conditioning up. Yeah, there's nothing to do. You know.
They got this airlift machine where you can actually run.
You think he's on that? You want to bet?
Doing that, some light biking.
Doubt it. Doubt it.
But yeah,
but he'll get back whenever he gets back. The point is, they don't have the offensive firepower, so you're going to have to win with defense. Like, that's the only way you're going to be able to win basketball games is by defending people and make those games low scoring. And so the oddest thing is, to me, not making the defensive adjustment for the one guy that's literally single-handedly murdering you. Like, it's just crazy. Crazy. I don't know. Jason Kidd might have been asleep the whole game. I don't know. He lost that first stupid challenge and then maybe just cashed out.
Yeah. Though, you know what I will say, the one thing for the challenges, at least both coaches, they both did them in the first quarter. They both lost them, so we didn't have to deal with challenges. Yeah. We didn't have to deal with challenges the rest of the game. On Jaren, like last year, there were times, he had to be because all those guys were hurt. But you look at the box score at the end of the game, and it's like he'd take the most shots, but it'd be like he'd take 3 more shots than the second guy, or 4 more shots. So he took 10 more shots than the next closest guy last night, and Scottie Pippen, and like, that is reaping the benefits of last season right there. Because that's how it needs to be if Dez and John are going to be.
All right, T.A., before we came on, I think Jenna sent Jalen. Jalen, you got that Chris Haynes report that came out earlier today. We're going to play this on the show. Chris Haynes reported Jimmy Butler is not interested in playing for the Memphis Grizzlies. Haynes said earlier today, he went on Twitter and posted a report and said that I guess his representatives, or they have made it known to a couple of different teams, not the least of which was the Memphis Grizzlies, that basically don't trade for me. I don't want to be traded there. Here. I don't want to misquote Chris Haynes. Here is how Chris Haynes. This is how he worded it in the report he put up on Twitter.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Haynes, and this is your Haynes brief for today. League sources just relayed to me that the Memphis Grizzlies, along with a few other teams, have received word that Miami Heat star Jimmy Butler has no interest in being traded there. So the message is being delivered that a trade should not be attempted to acquire the All-Star forward. What makes this situation a little bit tricky is Jimmy Butler can become an unrestricted free agent this summer. So usually of a player of that caliber, teams like to have some assurance that he's willing to sign long-term or a multi-year deal. So Jimmy, in that regard, does have some leverage in this case. This is your Haynes brief.
Okay. So, and we've seen this happen in the past as well, Tony, right? Like once upon a time, I remember when the Rudy stuff was happening here, Rudy's contract was going to be coming to an end, and his agent was calling around saying, don't trade for Rudy Gay. He ain't re-signing with you, right? Because you're trying, like, that's the job of the agent. You're trying to move him into a direction. But, I mean, can you imagine how many times Pat Riley has cursed out his agent at this point? Oh, my God. Like, I mean, he's got to be like, it's going to be like Scarface, the amount of curse words that he is using on Bernie Lee, the agent for Jimmy Butler. And, look, I'll say two things on this. Number one, if you don't want to be in Memphis, we don't want you.
Definitely.
Right? I love Jimmy Butler, but if you don't want to be here, sayonara, right? Like, the other thing is, that lets you know that was a real possibility. If it gets so serious, right, that the Grizzlies are thinking about it. So I'll just tell you, a bunch of people have been texting me from around the country. They're like, oh, because, there was that big report about the DraftKings odds and, the Grizzlies now are the favorites to land Jimmy Butler and whatever else, right? Obviously, the odds are not taking into consideration that Jimmy Butler will end up having the ultimate power with an agent saying, hey, don't trade for me. I don't want to be there, right? That is his leverage. But the idea that the Grizzlies would be trying to trade for Jimmy Butler is not crazy at all, especially given the amount of players that they have on their team. And people were texting me and they're like, bro, you would really want Jimmy Butler? And I try to tell them, I lived through Dylan Brooks. Like, what are we talking about? Yes, I would have Jimmy Butler on my team. Like, I want it to be swing, and, like, you always need those other guys that you can trust, right? That's what it comes down to when you get to the playoffs, because what they are going to do is they're going to try to take away what you do best, and they're going to try to take away your best players. So when we got to the Minnesota series a couple years ago, man, Ja could not see 1 inch of daylight. They're putting Edwards on him, and then Towns or Gobert or Towns or Naz Reid or whoever standing at, like, the free throw line. Like, bro, you weren't getting a drive. So guess who had monster series? Desmond Bane, because that was the kick out, right? As soon as you bring that second guy, I'm kicking out to Bane. Bane's dropping it down. Or Brandon Clark, who's now just dunker spot rim running behind him, and he's just lobbing it up to Brandon Clark. Like, but the other guys are always going to have to step up, or they can filter everything. So then we get to the Golden State series. Ja goes out. Everything gets filtered to Dylan Brooks. Everything. And he just shot us out of the series. Literally shot us out of the series in that game 4. Because that's what they're going to do. They're just going to say, we want you taking all the shots. Like, the least amount of guys I can have that you can't do that to, that's what I'm for. And they've been constantly looking. That's why it's been Mikal Bridges. It was Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, I think the lesson of all this is the Grizzlies are going big game hunting, whether it's a role player, a star player, whatever. They have built these assets, and they're going to try to go for it now. And I think everybody outside of Oklahoma City is looking at their teams and going, we're not good enough. We're not good enough. Because right now, if I were to say, right, let's just say Oklahoma City they're ahead of everybody else by a good margin at this point, right? They're certainly a favorite to be in the West Finals, okay? Especially given their record, their success, their ability versus the best teams, et cetera, okay? If I said, I'm going to give you $100 and you could put it on anybody else to make the Western Conference Finals, like, it's a hard choice. It's a hard choice. And I think everybody outside of Oklahoma City is looking and going, how can we augment our team the same way that Dallas did last year with P.J. Washington and Dan Gafford? And so I think it probably got to the point where Jimmy Butler thought, oh, my goodness, Memphis is going to trade for me. and that's why that got out there like it did so fast. Because he said Memphis and other teams. Okay, what other teams? Bro, you literally just did that so you could get the message out. Jimmy Butler don't want to go to Memphis. That's it.
Right.
So why would he be preemptively saying, I don't want to go to Memphis? Because that was a real possibility.
Serious interest. You're right. And I don't think we want him over here shooting them one-legged threes with all that weave.
Oh, no. Jimmy Butler that's not driven and does not care is the worst thing you can
We
have.
don't want that. We don't want that. And I think this ain't the first time we saw a player look at us and say, hey, we don't want to be there.
No, it happens. Iguodala did it.
Iguodala did it.
He was too good for the Grizzlies.
And that's what I'm saying. So when you look at that, it's like, okay, our guys got to know we got a style and an authenticity and a like it's a style we play with. I don't think guys are willing to come in and play along with that style and have that swagger. Most definitely, Jimmy Butler fits any roster. Let's not put no disrespect on his name. He is one of the top tier guys in the postseason that you would love to have on your team.
Hey, Tony, you know what the other thing is, though? Yeah. He is also the last disgruntled guy on earth you would want on your team. That's fair, yes. Right?
Yes.
An engaged Jimmy Butler, I'm 100% in on. A disgruntled one is literally the worst thing you can have outside of maybe like Ben Simmons, who will just quit.
So tell me, did you see that one-legged three Jimmy Butler shot in the corner?
You know what? I recorded this morning with Jacoby, and I told him, I said, imagine that you get to like the arbitration and you're defending yourself on that conduct detrimental to the team. Yeah. And they show that video. Like, what could your excuse possibly be for a corner three versus the Hornets, where for no reason you shoot like a one-legged fadeaway?
Man, it's funny, man. But I can't say, man, if he want to get back to his happy place, if he want to be happy, I mean, he's earned enough respect in this league, I believe, to get him where he want to go. Now, Pat Riley being the Don that he is, I know he just not finna say, hey, here go a championship team you can work with. Go have fun. Because it's a two-way street here. But Jimmy's done enough to where he should get that respect. And I believe Pat should give it to him. But it kind of tells me something about Pat, too, though, Chris.
No, I think it's falling apart, Tia.
No, that structure they got over there, I don't know. Maybe they need a new face in the locker room. Maybe they need just some type of change in management, because you done got Bron out of there.
Every time I do wonder about this sometimes on the whole, has old school run its course?
Yeah, I believe it has. I believe it has.
Look, because you saw, and I'm not gonna act like I wasn't in on this too. You saw everybody be like, oh, sorry ass Kings, stupid ass Kings being stupid again. And then they fire Mike Brown, and they're 5-1 since. And the quotes in the locker room are like, man, I just love the way a former player talks to us. And I'm like, okay. Right? Because Mike, right? Like, they're all talking about Doug Christie. Like, he played the game, so he comes at us a different way. You know, Malik Monk did this whole bit about it the other night, and I was like, oh my God. I do think that I don't want to say there's not a place for the old school, because there's the Tibbs of the world too. But I think there is, if you're old school, you have got to get results, like in a big way. Because the second you don't get results in a big way, guys turn into, man, F this. Because now it's just, they've been able to hold on to this Heat culture, and nothing's bigger than the franchise, nothing's bigger than the team. But you're going to look up one day and Jason Tatum's making $80 million. Like, it is a way of a bygone era and this is like the ultimate who has the power, because they have always done it that way. You knew you were never bigger than the management, and you were never bigger than the coach. The player is not as big. And that's just, now all over the league, everybody just kisses their player's ass.
Yeah, the moment you get one of them players pouting and doing all that in the media, I mean, just look what Jimmy's been doing, man. He didn't had orange hair. He didn't had green hair. He didn't had purple hair. Like, he's sending all these subliminal messages. I just think before it get too cancerous, man, y'all come to some type of agreement. Obviously, you don't want to come to the Beale Street Blues over here with the Grizzlies, the Grindhouse. Get the man where he need to be, man. Because I think too many players are getting away with this, man. They getting away with it. Like, I'm surprised. I'm just surprised in this new era. Back in the day, man, you went where you was going, and I was wanted. All right, now I'm about to show that other team what the hell they missed out on. Or now I'm about to find my peace and joy over here and be structured in, and all the noise that they were saying about me in the past, don't be concerned over here because it's something different. But I don't know, the superstar, like you say, got control of the league now.
The interesting thing would be the funniest outcome, obviously, is him trading him to a rat team. That would be the funniest. Right, where he just doesn't even care. Right, I don't care, and the other team is not sitting there going, "I care." Right, they're just going, "Hey, we'll get that money to fall off our books in the off season." Right, like the money will fall off the books in the off season. You just go ahead and stay in Miami and drink your big face coffee, and you're just not playing basketball.
Hey, guess what? It might be a big face coffee in the Detroit near you.
The funniest would be like the Wizards or somebody like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, now the Wizards. The
Pelicans. The Pelicans. If you can pull off the Pelicans thing.
Hey, a total slap in the face.
Pelicans.
Total slap in the face. Like I believe if he do Wizards or the Pelicans, total slap in the face. You got to send him somewhere like you got to figure the city. You got to figure, Jimmy just left Chicago, went to Miami. He want to be somewhere, where it's warm.
A la Phoenix. He's trying to get to Phoenix, and there's just.
Yeah, I believe so. And let's talk on the what ifs.
I'm sure they probably moved Brad Beal to the bench so they would piss him off.
And so now, right. is that a clear sign of letting somebody know they ready to get you up out of here?
I mean, you could certainly hide it under the whole, hey, we're trying to shake things up because, things have been going poorly. But I think there's probably an element of you move Brad Beal to the bench and then Brad Beal, it's like, okay. Like the one thing you're worried about is this no trade clause, but he becomes much more amenable to being moved if he's pissed off about his role. Is that fair? If he's going, I've still got this in me. I don't know, like, if you're Brad Beal, you've got an ego, and you're like, okay, the sacrifice thing is done, but I'm not 38 here. I could still be a big time scorer in this league, and my days aren't done, and I'm not ready to be Jordan Clarkson, or whatever.
No, he said that in his interview last night. What was interesting to me when he said, yo, I'm a starter in this league, and this ain't no disrespect to nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be coachable. I ain't going to be no distraction. And he said, what he said? I hold the card. Yeah, I hold the card. So I'm like, with that being said, I negotiate with y'all. Y'all want to do something. I'm willing. But don't send me to no damn Washington. Don't send me to no
He's already been there. They're the ones that gave him the no trade.
Yeah, so he letting it be known, And so I think if he was to make that trade, Miami would be a great coach for him to rebuild his a la Bradley Beal days, you know what I'm saying, when he was with the Wizards and that all-star caliber player he was. Especially for us, his health. You look at his health, how he been. He ain't been too healthy. He's been a little fragile, you know what I'm saying? So we get him in Miami, it'd be all right. I believe so.
I mean, you would sit there and go, why would Pat Riley want Brad Beal? But on the other hand, if you've got Jimmy calling around, like not him personally, but his representation, calling around, and so like let's say there's a deal that the Grizzlies put together, right, for him. But he's calling around saying, hey, don't do this deal. My guy doesn't want to be there, okay? I mean, at some point, and this is what Haynes is saying, you've got the leverage. At some point, you're like, man, am I gonna get better value than Brad Beal and some other stuff? Am I? I mean, who's giving up anything at this point? I mean, there's a finite amount of teams that I can even deal with here because this jerk's calling around to everybody saying he don't want to play there. I mean,
what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Right.
He the franchise player.
Right.
And but
you're never getting return for him. Not at this point. Because anybody, you lost all that. When you suspended him for 7 games, then everybody sat back and said, what are you going to do? Fine. Okay, fine. Don't take our deal. Have fun. You're right. Like, I mean, it's a bad situation. I bet Pat Riley is like, oh, my God. Can you imagine being around him during the day? He has got to be just piss and vinegar all the time. You know he hates this so much. He hates this. He hates this era. He hates. Oh, he just hates it.
I'm just confused on did him telling him to be quiet on Twitter this past summer. I wonder if
I think it probably had something to do with it. What had much more to do with it was him not giving him an extension.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy looks around and goes, and fair is fair. Jimmy looks around and goes, now hold on. And I'm not saying it was a good deal, but he's like, how the hell is Paul George getting $200 million? How the hell is that happening when I've been to 3 East Finals, an NBA Finals, East MVP.
2 NBA Finals.
Yeah, 2 NBA Finals, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I've been, I lead this team in triple doubles. I lead this franchise in 40-point playoff games. I saved this franchise as it was going the wrong way. And I'm watching other guys getting taken care of, right? Like, what is going on here? And then he doesn't get taken care of. And so I think, like, guys like that, 2 alphas, they can get past, like, the petty stuff, right? Which is Jimmy talking crazy, Pat telling him to shut up, whatever. What he can't get past, Jimmy's thing always goes wrong when somebody doesn't want to pay him. And somehow Chicago didn't want to, Minnesota didn't want to, Miami didn't want to, right? Like, at some point, people just say, I don't want to give you what you want, right? And I think, and then he gets mad as shit, and then he burns the whole thing to the ground.
And that's what I'm saying.
There's a playbook to this.
Yeah, he definitely got history of doing this before. So it's like, damn, but he be so great. He's so great.
It's so good. In the playoffs, if the other team had Jimmy Butler, that's why when everybody was like, you would really want the Grizzlies to have him, I say, look, I look at it and I go, would I rather walk on the court with Jimmy Butler or against Jimmy Butler? And my answer is with him.
And that's the thing. So
I don't want somebody else getting him.
So how would that go? Like, okay, if he lands somewhere where he don't want to be and they possibly make the playoffs, what you telling them to chill, rest your body? We could possibly use it in the playoffs, help your stock. Well, like, how would a team play that out? I'm confused. Like, because they obviously doing whatever he want to do.
No, he's gonna. There's somebody that, like, he's trying to get to Golden State or to Houston or to Dallas or to Phoenix. Like, he's trying to get to one of the Grizzlies' peers. He is, clearly. That was my whole thing when everybody was asking me. I'm like, you know he's going to be on a team you have to play, right? So that's kind of how I view it.
Phoenix the best fit for him. I mean, you look at a guy who could defend, who could actually be a playmaker, a guy who actually goes in and get offensive rebounds, get to that free throw line. You know what I'm saying? After Durant and Booker get tired of doing 1-2, it's like, okay, we got a guy. And he going to be a third option.
I know they probably couldn't pull it off, but I even watching Dallas last night, I was thinking about them simply because of they need a perimeter defender. You know, Derrick Jones Jr. is elsewhere now. They don't really have, and especially when they get Luka, Kyrie, and Clay, like, that's a big difference in their team. Because I was thinking about it last night when I'm watching them and going, like, this team has to win with defense. They ain't got the offensive firepower with these guys out, but they also don't have the defensive firepower. Like some of these teams just have defensive guys, you know?
Is his body durable enough to be that type of guy?
I mean, maybe. Look, you know he's willing to guard the other team's best player in playoff time. I'm just talking playoff time.
But in playoff times, he shows you a scoring type of guard. Like you couldn't just stand out to me as Jimmy Butler as the defender. You stand out to me as the playmaker, getting things done type of guy. So to go to a team like these other teams, I'm saying, what option is he going to be in? Is he willing to be the corner guy? Like Nick Young said, really stand in the corner?
Hey, I will say this. I thought it was funnier than hell this morning. That story comes out, Chris Haynes, and it starts getting aggregated everywhere. And it's aggregated as Jimmy Butler tells Memphis Grizzlies don't trade for me or whatever, right? Like Jimmy Butler has no interest in playing for the Memphis Grizzlies. And then immediately there was a report that came out from the Grizzlies that said Gigi Jackson is practicing with the Memphis Hustle and then will be assigned to the Memphis Grizzlies. And it was like, so of course there's a bunch of Grizzlies fans online that were like, oh, Jimmy doesn't want to be here? Okay, throw on your jersey, Gigi. So Gigi Jackson's coming back. And I'll say this, I don't know about Ja. They haven't given a timeline, but last night, Taylor Jenkins said it's not going to be long. And last night before the game, Roser was down on the court, like in warm-ups. Mm-hmm. Bro, he did a left-handed windmill.
Yeah, I think next week. That's my guess. Is next. How him and Cam Spencer were playing like some game of tag. You know, Ja does that sometimes. That's some little game that him and some of the other assistants do. He's playing it with like Cam Spencer last night. He's running around like he was when he ran back into the tunnel. He kind of like skipped, almost like bumped into somebody. Like last night's pregame was unbelievable because our boy Roll Tide Willie, who was in studio with us yesterday, was on the front row. You should have seen the players react. Do you know who Roll Tide Willie is?
Oh, Roll Tide Willie.
You do?
Yeah.
You should have seen the players react to Roll Tide Willie being courtside.
He have a 24 case on his hand.
He might have.
A shot of whiskey.
Dude. I mean, you should see Gigi, Luke Kennard. They were all so excited. And I know Roll Tide Willie doesn't know who any of these people are.
No idea.
It was so funny to know that Roll Tide Willie doesn't know who these. Like it was such it was so wild to see NBA players be excited to see somebody and he doesn't even know who they are. Like, I promise you, Roll Tide Willie has no idea who Luke Kennard is or Gigi Jackson is or any of them. Any of them.
No.
He don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide.
Nothing but the Tide.
But they were all, because they're all on social media all the time, they were so excited to meet Roll Tide Willie. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm sure old Roll Tide Willie was just enjoying that performance as well.
Look at him.
Gigi was so excited. Gigi like ran over there and was like, nothing but the Tide. Gigi started yelling it.
Bro, he was, Tony, he was on the show with us yesterday. And Kennard, I don't mind saying this on the air. Kennard texted Devin, is like, bro, I am watching this. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Grizz. Dude, Luke Kennard was so excited that Roll Tide Willie was on and was in town. It was the craziest thing. So, like, it was a different experience during like pregame shoot around, like, you know, when they were just getting their warm-up shots or whatever, because you were just watching Grizzlies players file through and them all stopping and kissing the ring of Roll Tide Willie.
Yeah, man, Roll Tide
What
Willie.
a world.
And my first time seeing him was with the guy, Drewski.
Yeah, Drewski.
So Drewski put him on the map, man, and he been a sensation ever since then.
Hilarious. You would have been excited.
Yeah, I definitely would have took a picture for sure. I ain't gonna lie, I'm definitely a fan. He got the internet buzzing right now.
I was glad he got to see a win last night, and hopefully we'll get it back in town.
Yeah, so moving forward on that win, We need Jaren to know when to assert himself and be aggressive in that same manner, man. When Ja and Dez get back and all the guys get back, knowing when it's time to say, all right, bro, I done let y'all, do what y'all doing, now get that ball to me. And I think that's where he gonna mature it. That's where he need to mature it. Because sometimes I see Jaren, and I ain't gonna lie, I'll be like, bro, you done just went 5 straight times up the court. You shot an ill-advised shot, which is part of today's basketball, but you could start your first couple baskets off in the block, just understanding the defense. You see what I'm saying? Getting it in that high post, using that left hand hook is dominant, bro. And then let the game come to you. But sometimes I see him get frustrated, and you know how I get.
All right, so what's the plan with you? You're going to be out there. You're going to be on with all the smoke guys, Steven and Matt. You played with Matt 1 year here, right?
Yep, that was probably one of the. And I'm gonna tell him this tomorrow. Like his defensive IQ, like was so high. It's like when it was come to guard switches, when it come to 1-4 switches, when it come to tagging the weak side. Like it's like I ain't had to even say nothing. It was like a read, and the best reads that I done been close to in a while since down in Boston. And like I say, I love playing with him. Obviously, he's a guy you want to walk down a dark alley with because he's definitely going to come out swinging. So,
hey, Tony, I had a guy tell me that he was the best high school receiver he ever saw.
Yeah. Matt Barnes played football?
Yeah. When Matt was here, I asked him about it. When I interviewed him one time about it. And I said, I had a guy, I told him, I said, a guy told me Matt Barnes is the best high school football receiver. He played in California. He's the best he's ever seen. And that he could have been like all pro, right? Like he could have been one of the greatest receivers ever. That's this guy's opinion, okay? He could have been one of the greatest receivers ever. And I asked Matt Barnes about it, and I said, do you ever wonder what it would have been like if you would have played football? And he said, every single day of my life. So he told me. He said he thinks about it. That's what he said at the time. I don't know what he would say now. But at the time, he said he thinks about it every day. He loved football. He loved football.
So, and they got that thing going out, like how many football players could convert to basketball, NBA style.
Right.
And how many, NFL players could convert to the league, right?
I mean, you could probably look at, I wonder if his Wikipedia or something says something in it. Like, he set a record. He set a record in California. I'm not kidding. Like,
my boy Matt.
Huh?
I said, I did not know my boy Matt played football. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was All-American, All-State, All-City, All-League in football and basketball in high school.
True athlete.
Oh.
Yeah.
He just said All-American, All-State, All-City. And he
and basketball.
Bro, he wasn't in Minnesota. He's in California.
In California.
Yeah. Doing this. Del Campo High School in Fair Oaks. Del Campo High School in Fair Oaks is where he played.
That's my G, man.
Is that crazy? Right?
He also do he got the most texts in NBA history?
I don't know if he has. Okay, how about this? Listen to this. Through the years, he became an exceptional athlete. He attended Del Campo High School, where he stood out as talents were recognized. Matt was a two-sport star and named as a high school All-American in football and basketball. On the court, he was a scoring machine. On the field, he was a beast, scoring 28 touchdowns as a 6'7" wide receiver. He ran a 4.34 40 dash and had a 30-inch vertical leap. 6'7" running a 4.34.
Yeah, man.
28 touchdowns. It's unbelievable.
I have your list, most technical fouls in NBA history.
Oh, Rashid.
No.
Draymond?
No. Rashid's number 3.
Artest.
No.
Or Meta World Peace?
No.
You want to take a stab at it, TA?
Danny Forster.
No. Danny Fortson. This is from 2020, November 15th, 2023.
So are any of them, they're all gone?
Let me see who's current. There's one. Only one of these guys is currently in the league, and it's not Draymond Green.
Only one guy.
Interesting. You got to make me think on that one. Damn. It ain't Draymond? Whoa.
And 6 of these guys are Hall of Famers.
Only one is currently in the league? Chris Paul.
No.
Oh, wow.
TA, you had battles with this guy.
Battles?
Battles with this guy's team.
Kobe?
No.
Oh.
We had wars with this team.
Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook. 180. This was in 2023. He's probably got more since then, but he's number 8.
He for sure has more since then.
Yeah.
Give us the list.
All right.
I'm trying to look up how many Tony had.
Number 10 is Kevin Garnett. Now, he may have been passed by now, but I don't know. Number 10 on this was, as of November of 2023, number 10 was Kevin Garnett. Number 9 is Dwight Howard. Number 8 is Russell Westbrook. Number 7 is Anthony Mason. Number 6 is Dirk. Number 5 is Dennis Rodman with 212. Number 4 is Gary Payton at 250. Number 3 is Rasheed Wallace at 317. Number 2 is Charles Barkley, 329.
Wow.
And the player with the most technical fouls in NBA history, Karl Malone, 332.
Really?
Karl Malone, yep.
Wow.
I would have thought it was Matt Barnes.
No.
He's not even close. I'm trying to look up to see how. I can't even find how many you had.
Bro, I don't
in
get
your
no
career. Huh?
I probably got to delay a game tech. Hey, man, the referees love me, man. Watch the games when I come to the game, man. They always say, hey, what's up with you? It's the first team.
Referees do like you.
Well, I mean, you got a tech for kicking Chris Paul in the head.
You also threw.
You also got one for throwing a towel on the court
in the Western semis.
EA Sports is in the game.
Yeah, like
ESPN says you have 20.
If you, I'm dead serious. If you type in,
That's cap.
5 in 2014-15. 5.
Yo, they are capping.
Well, it's serious. If you Google Tony Allen technical foul, just Google Tony Allen technical foul.
Delay a game technical.
Literally every one of them that comes up is the Derek Fisher thing. Every one of them that's what comes up.
One ejection.
That was the Chris Paul. They ejected him for that.
Well, they should have. You kicked him in the face.
Accidentally.
I mean,
Tony, I think we should have gotten points for that, honestly.
I promise.
I think we should have gotten points.
Knocked the Sonic rings out his head.
Tony, I think you should have gotten free throws for that, actually.
Oh, man, that man said I got 20 texts. I can't even think about 20 times I even had encounters.
You played 14 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
You played 14 years, bro.
It's like It's like 1.2 technicals a year or something, or like 1.25 technicals. Like that's not like.
I mean, you played a long time. You played. Let's see.
Them had to been delayed game techs. I'm telling you.
I mean, you played 820 games.
True that.
820 games. And like 700 of those you don't remember.
But if I see that footage, I'ma know. I promise. I'm a see it.
So I mean, you probably would remember the text if you saw them. You think they're delay a game text. Very rarely are they yelling at anybody.
Yeah, because I didn't have that type of testosterone built up in me when I played the game.
Yeah.
I played with a lot of fun. I played with. Like, I played it free-spirited. I didn't have
You didn't yell at opponents.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
Or the refs. You didn't yell at refs.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do have a story of you yelling at Darren Williams, I think. Yeah, mother!
Yeah.
When he's coming up the court and you just yelling it. One of my buddies sat courtside that night. He's like, yeah, I would have terrified the crap out of me, too.
You know why I was doing that? Because one day one day I was playing in Memphis. Well, I played him. I was in Memphis. I was playing with Coach Hollins, and he put me in the game for like 24 seconds. And Darren Williams hit me with a right. He hit me with a left. He hit me with a right. He hit me with a left. Then he head faked. I jumped and fouled me. And then I got subbed out the game. And when I came and sat down, I remember Sam Young asking me, like, he said, "Hey, man, you ain't mad?" I said, "What?" He said, "Man, he just put you in for 24 seconds. And you standing up still clapping and cheering." So the next time I got my playing time and I played against Darren, I was just like, yo, I'm in the game.
Hey, Jalen just said in my headset that you got a technical for pulling Kenneth Fareed's hair.
Sure did.
Wait, we got it. What's this video? What is wrong with you, bro?
Now look what he did.
Did you get it?
No, did you see what he did? No, look what he did. Rewind that. Look what he did, though.
He tried to cave you in?
To take out my legs. And you know I'm sensitive about my legs.
Oh, my God.
Like, I had to, see if he,
This is a 2-point game with 4 minutes left.
See if he needed a hairdo. Yeah, man, I remember that.
What day was that game? When was that game? What year? Do you have a date on that, Jalen?
No idea. Dude, that is hysterical.
Oh, good.
As soon as we mentioned that you pulled Kenneth Fareed's hair, you remember.
Yeah, you sure did.
Sure did.
Yeah,
that one's on YouTube.
Hey, so man, you actually do have some you don't have many texts for your career, but you've got memorable ones.
Pulling Kenneth Fareed's hair is funny.
Pulling Kenneth Fareed's hair, kicking Chris Paul in the face, throwing a towel on the court or a practice shirt on the court.
Yeah, I mean, that's 3 of the 20, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, you've got some memorable ones. Yeah. At least you make them count.
And D. Wade, he says. There's a D. Wade tech that you got.
What?
What was it, Jalen? You tripped Dwayne Wade.
Did I?
Oh, God. Here we go. Let's find out. All right.
Oh, come on, T.A. You did. You tripped him.
T.A., why are you tripping Dwayne Wade? He's wearing the Sounds jersey.
And we're up again. It's a close game in the fourth quarter.
That's a Chicago guy, Tony. What's wrong with you, bro?
Tony, you get these texts when they're close games with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
You for sure tripped him.
Hey, put your hand up. Put your hand up, too. Like, yeah, my bad. I got him.
Oh, my God.
That's crazy, bro. I didn't even see myself doing nothing like that.
So that's 4 of the 20. Yeah, we're doing pretty good on
Pretty good. You got memorable ones.
Pretty
you got
good on
ones.
these texts.
It's not just you walking by the ref going, that was a BS call, and they're just teeing you up.
No,
like, you're
it's
actually,
I grabbed. We've got a trip. We've got a kick to the head. We've got a yanking of the hair. We've got a throwing a towel on the court.
Yeah.
That's enough investigating my text.
We're going to come back next week. Jalen's going to have like all 20 of them.
We're going to have all 20.
Y'all blemishing in my image, man.
We're going to have all 20.
Oh, not at all. Not at all, man.
No. Hey, Tony, have fun out in California. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right. Much love, man.
All right, man. TA. The Grindfather, Tony Allen, joining us for Tuesdays with Tony, brought to you by Esco. Good news on the whole G.G. Jackson thing. He is going to be practicing with the Hustle, I guess, today. And then he's going to be assigned to the Grizzlies. So we're right around the corner on him. Hopefully Vince Williams around the corner. Hopefully Marcus Smart not too far away. And as we mentioned, I mean, Ja windmilled last night.
Yeah, Ja windmilled.
That happened.
Like that
happened.
And it wasn't just a windmill. Like, dude, he was moving around on that court. Like, he didn't.
It'd be cool if he played Thursday.
It would be.
It would be. Dylan and the Rockets.
That game last night, that first quarter was muddy for a little bit for us. I mean, we were down 10. It got
horrendous.
Yes, like Thursday, if we don't have any of these guys, if we got the same team.
Here's the problem. The problem was that last night's first quarter against Dallas was a continuation of the weekend, which was throwing the ball to the other team and the other team scoring off of it. And one of the things that you and I talked about at the game last night was their points off turnovers that they give up is at the very bottom of the league. Like literally,
we're 29th. We're sandwiched between dead last or 28th, which is Portland, and dead last, which is Utah.
So keep in mind, if you go look up offensive and defensive rating, they are in the top 5 in both on NBA.com. Okay,
we are 5th in defensive rating. We are 5th in offensive rating.
Okay, 5th.
Yeah.
So you think about this, and they give up 20-something points a game off turnovers. If you ever could just clean that up, and last night was such an unbelievable example of if you ever could just clean that up, because the first quarter, you were turning it over, and they were scoring off it like crazy, exactly like what happened over the weekend. And then in the second and third quarters last night, they turned it over 5 times combined in the 2 quarters, and they gave up 2 points off of it, and they ran off in that game. And then the fourth quarter became elementary. But if they could ever cinch that up, they are literally at the very bottom of the league in terms of points off turnovers, because they're like live ball turnovers that always cost them points. But when they run their offense is obviously elite. Not like good, elite.
It's elite.
It's top 5 while they turn the ball over as much as anybody in the league.
Yeah, our turnover percentage is 27th in the league.
That's crazy.
We do 16.4% of our possessions. We turn the ball over. The only teams worse than us are the Blazers, the Clippers, and the Jazz.
And none of those teams are good offensively. Where is the best offensive team in that? It's just not a. It's not a. What's the word I'm looking for here? It's not a quality of good offenses. It's just not.
It's not.
It's a quality of bad offenses.
Would be Minnesota's got a pretty high turnover percentage. Utah's actually got a better offense than Minnesota does by 0.1.
What are they ranked? Minnesota.
They're 21st in offensive efficiency.
Okay, that stinks. That's bottom 10 in the league.
And Utah's 20th.
So there's nobody that has a good offense that has a high turnover margin, except for the Grizzlies, who are top 5.
That is a good turn. I mean, the bottom 10, Orlando's 20th in turnover percentage.
They're also a horrendous offensive team.
Yeah.
There's 2 in defense. 2. Like, they strangle you out.
Yeah.
Orlando Magic. I love their song.
Oh, of anybody?
Yeah.
Of anybody that is in that bottom 10 in turnover percentage, we have the best offensive rating out of any of them by any of the other teams by 5 points.
That's crazy.
We're 5 points better per 100.
So one of the things I said to you is that number's terrible. The points off of turnover that they give up.
Yeah.
It's at the very bottom of the league.
Yeah.
And I said, I wonder if that is true when Morant plays. Morant's, how many games they've played? They played
37 games. Ja has played 20 of them.
Okay, so half, basically.
Yeah.
A little less,
20,
or a little more than half of the game.
20 with Ja, 17 without him.
Is the number still like that? Because the idea would be if Morant's out, and obviously Smart is out, and last night Bane was out, you got Taylor Jenkins just searching, like when Pippen went out last night.
Yeah, right.
Like he tried first quarter Yuki, because it's like, bro, we got to have people that can dribble, but even when just Morant is out, you're now making other guys handle the ball that wouldn't typically be handling the ball, especially not with the not even close to the usage that Morant would. So I would imagine that the points off turnovers is much higher when Morant isn't playing. Is that true?
They give up more when Ja plays.
You have got to be kidding.
Now, it's not much. There's not really a difference.
Really?
There's not.
It's just a thing since the new offense. It is the craziest thing. The new offense is devastating except for this one thing.
Yes.
which 20-something points off of turnovers is crazy to give up on average.
They give up now, last night's brought the average down. Because they only gave up 12 last night. It brought the average down from 22.4 to 21.9.
Shout out to Dallas not having anybody that can score.
Right. The 20 games with Ja, they give up 22.4 points per game off turnovers. The 17 without Ja, they give up 21.5. So, I mean, it's 0.9. A point. It basically one more point a game with Ja than without Ja. So it's really not that. It's really not.
They pass so much.
They do.
They throw 1,000 passes.
They pass a ton.
Yeah.
They pass. I mean,
Messy,
there are so many times it feels like LaRavia is going to travel with the ball because he drives and he gets in the air and then it's like, and at the last second he throws it to somebody and it may end up being a turnover.
I mean, you had half your turnovers in the first quarter last night, and that was the difference.
They gave up 7 points off turnovers in the first quarter. They gave up 5 combined the rest of the game. Like, that's, everything. Did a better job of taking care of the ball.
It's impossible to have that bad of a points off turnover team and have a top 5 offense.
Yes, it is.
So I think the promising thing is, bro, if you just clean that up, you're devastating.
Yes.
If you just clean that, that's the one thing.
That's what I've thought. I think, they obviously have room to make trades and get better. I do tend to think, I think next season is going to be the year when they look.
No.
I think they're going to be awesome. I think next year when they've got a year with this.
But this is the year they're going to make the trade.
I hope so.
No, they've got the expirings, bro.
Yeah.
This is happening now. The Finney Smith stuff lets you know.
Yeah.
The Jimmy Butler stuff lets you know.
Well, how Finney Smith isn't cashing in everything. That's just a trade. Yeah.
But I'm saying they are.
When are they really going to cash in?
There is no. That's you're trying to find a 3.
Yeah.
You're trying to find that 4th guy to go along with John. And they tried Bridges. They tried Finney Smith. They for sure kicked the tires on the Butler thing because that story came out today. Don't trade for me. So, we will see. But that was the whole idea of, that's why they kind of stuck with Dillon until. But, they haven't. You can't go to war with a rookie. I'm sorry. Not in the playoffs.
No.
Not in the playoffs.
I'm with you.
He's going to be great. And he was, he had 17 on 3 makes last night.
He got to the free throw line, man. That's crazy. He got to the free throw line 11 times. You don't see rookies. Doesn't matter when they were drafted. Rookies get to the line 11 times. Ja doesn't even get to the line 11 times. He doesn't even get that whistle.
Right.
He's been complaining about it for the last 2 to 3 years.
Crazy. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to knock out NFL notes. Chris Vernon Show.
I can't wait to see what your number one. If that's your number 2.
Number 1 for me.
Come on, man.
I listen to the Bells, Luther Vandross. I love Luther Vandross's Christmas album.
I got to go back and listen to that one, man. I'm sure I've heard it.
To the Bells and they made me remember. Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
ESPN put out a list. Top 30 best pro wrestlers under 30 in the world today. Number 1, Dirty Dom. Number 2, MJF.
I think Dom is deserving to be number 1. I think he is probably, like I said, one of the greatest heels in the last 10, 15 years. Like you said, he can't talk on the microphone.
The fans love it because they feel like they're a part of the show.
And that's the best.
Without their booze, he's not the best heel.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking, Pinnacle. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Grizz Nation, it's time to send Ja, Jaren, and Dez to the 2025 All-Star Game.
Oh! What did we just see, partner?
Take 3. Take 3.
Bane for 3. Bingo! Desmond Bane heating it up. Blocked by Jaren.
Most versatile power forward in the game today.
Head to NBA.com/vote, the NBA app, or simply use the QR code on the screen to send your Grizzlies to the All-Star Game today.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris
On one morning
Vernon.
bright and clear, my old folks and I drew near, just a village down in sunny Tennessee. I'd been speeding on that train that would bring me back again to that girl I left in sunny Tennessee. I could hear those voices singing as she bid farewell to me. Far across the fields of cotton, my old homestead I could see.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. Show's always brought to you by NBA 2K.
It is brought to you by 2K. It's time to dominate the court like never before with NBA 2K25. Create your legacy in my career, craft your dream lineup in my team, or hop into the wreck and run it back with your friends. NBA 2K, you can get it up to 60% off. Head to NBA2K.com now to secure your copy. Ball over everything.
Ball over everything. All right, with the conclusion of every NFL week, and this was unfortunately the last of the NFL regular season weeks, we bring you Roser's NFL notes.
Week 18 is in the books.
Oh, here's an NFL note real quick. One day after the Bears sought permission from the Cowboys to interview Mike McCarthy for their vacant head coaching job, Dallas still has not responded to Chicago's request, per a source. That was from Adam Schefter.
Dude, there are so many people trying to get, other coaches to the Bears. Head coaches. There were rumors about should the Bears trade for Kyle Shanahan? Should the Bears trade for Mike Tomlin? And it's why would those franchises get rid of their it takes two to tango in there. I do think if y'all let go of McCarthy, I do think McCarthy might be good for the Bears.
Yeah, well, they have a division rival in the Green Bay Packers that we played in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, that's true. I just think as far as McCarthy's been a coach that wins. He doesn't win games, which the Bears could use somebody that wins a little bit. Speaking of winning, the Buffalo Bills won a lot of games this year. The Buffalo Bills are the 6th team since seeding began in 1975 to make the playoffs, having beaten both of the number 1 seeds during the regular season. They beat the Lions and they beat the Chiefs. Each of the last 2 teams who have done that, both lost in the wild card round. The 2023 Browns and the 2017 Chiefs, and none of the previous 5 won the Super Bowl. So the Bills beat both number 1 seeds in the regular season, but history suggests they're not going to win the Super Bowl. They will not win the Super Bowl. Only 3 quarterbacks this season have a game with 2 or more passing touchdowns and rushing touchdowns. Who are they?
2 or more passing touchdowns.
And rushing touchdowns.
Josh Allen.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson.
No.
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 Jalen Daniels.
No.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, yes.
All right. And the third one. 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing. The great Kyler Murray.
No.
What?
Yeah, no. You would be wrong.
You got to run them in 2.
Yeah.
Jordan Love.
Nope.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young!
Hey!
It is Bryce Young.
And the body of the century.
Green light! Is that Rod Wave, right?
Is he what? I was singing Great Gatsby.
Well, I was singing Rod Wave.
2 different
in
songs.
The party don't seem right.
I threw the body of the century. People came over, no one left. So
Singing The Great Gatsby. Is the movie?
And it was all for you. It was all for you. No, Rod Wave. The Great Gatsby. It's the name of the song, dumbass.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Get on this Rod Wave, dog.
All right. Sorry. Street Runner.
Gross.
Rod Wave. They always play that Rod Wave song with Jack Harlow before the.
You're not with the times, bro.
Oh, I do know. I know the one they play.
Not.
The one they play there. Yeah. They play it before every game. It's like, there go that young and
He saved Bryce Young's career.
Don't
slander him.
Saving Dan Quinn saved the Commanders, and so did Jaden Daniels. The last time the Commanders won 12 games in the regular season was...
Doug Williams?
No.
Joe Gibbs, Doug Williams. How about Jason Campbell?
No, it
He went 12?
it was longer ago than that.
But sooner than Doug Williams? Oh, did Donovan McNabb have a... No.
No.
He was washed by the time he got there.
No.
RG3? Did they win 12?
They didn't win 12. I think they went 10-6 that year.
The Mark Rippin?
Yeah. 1991, the year they won the Super Bowl. The year they won the Super Bowl.
Rippon
It's the last time they won
Wow.
12 games in the regular season. Is the year last time they won the Super Bowl.
Do you know that he was out at my golf course here in Memphis last year because he played in the St. Jude thing here.
Oh, Mark Rippon?
Yeah, because this guy I know was like, "Hey, you gonna be out here tomorrow?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, I'm playing with Mark Rippon." And I was like, "What?" "What do you mean you're playing with Mark Rippon?" He's like, "Yeah, he's coming in early because he's playing in this tournament here, and he wants to play the course beforehand." And he's like, "So the guy called me who I know who happens to know Mark Rippon." And I was like, I don't think I've seen Mark Rippon in 40 years.
Yeah, what does Mark Rippon look like now?
I don't know.
So we Google a current picture.
By the way, I do want to say a quick congratulations on a side note while I'm thinking about this. I thought about golf, which made me think about this. I want to say a big congratulations. Yesterday, or Monday, we were able to congratulate our buddy Braden Thornberry for getting in the Sony Open this week. We're going to be supporting him as he plays in the PGA Tour event in Hawaii. Big news last night was broken by Ken Rosenthal that our buddy Brent Rooker got a bag of money. He got a bag of money. All around great guy. Brent, I tried to get him to come out and play golf on Saturday. This to tell you the kind of guy that Brent Rooker is and why good things happen to good people. He just got this $60 million contract. Saturday morning, it was too cold to be playing anyway.
Right.
But I was like, "Hey, man, gonna be out here. If you're just laying around, come meet me." He said, "Oh my God, I would, but I just sat down for Moana 2. He's with his kid, Moana 2, on Saturday.
Next time he's going to send you back, I just sat down for Moana 2. I'm too comfy with this blanket of cash.
I know, right?
There's a blanket of money all over him. Good for
$60
him,
million, man.
Good for him.
It's awesome.
That is
I mean,
awesome.
look, and I texted my buddies this morning. I said, "Look, Braden Thornberry came on the show. He's in the Sony Open, unexpectedly. Brent Rooker came on the show. Got a $60 million contract to secure not only his welfare, but the welfare of many Rooker generations to come." I mean,
is Roll Tide Willie going to be like a billionaire? He's going to be like a billionaire soon.
I mean, seems like good things are happening to the people that appear on the show.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. All right, what else we got?
Maybe you should come on if we ask you, people out there.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams. He finished this season with 3,541 passing yards. That's the fifth most by a Bears quarterback in a season. Two quarterbacks share the top four spots, the top four passing seasons. Who are they?
Jay Cutler.
Yeah, Jay Cutler, three of them. He has three of them.
And Mitch Trubisky.
No.
I mean, it's not a
90s Bears quarterbacks.
Eric Kramer.
Eric Kramer! Oh, let's go! Oh! Yeah! Let's go! God. Let's go! That's how you answer NFL notes! That's how you do it!
Eric Kramer?
Yeah!
Get off me.
He has the highest, yeah. Eric Kramer, 3,838. Eric Kramer, though.
I'm the GOAT.
There's a rookie who had 75 or more yards receiving in 11 games this season, and it was the most by a rookie in NFL history. Who was it?
75 yards in 11 games. Brian Thomas.
It is Brian Thomas!
My God!
On a run! He's on a heater! He's on a heater!
No.
He's on a heater!
little.
He's on a heater!
Too little!
All right! All right.
Paquito.
Let's get to number 6. I love this.
Paquito,
Love this one. Here we go. Here we go.
Why
Hang on.
You're so small. You're mini.
Josh Allen just started his 115th consecutive game on Sunday. That's the longest active streak in the NFL. What quarterback is second?
The second longest active start streak.
Yeah. And I will tell you, it is nowhere close to 115 that Josh Allen has. It is not close.
Consecutive starts.
I mean, dude, you play 17 games a year. That's like a lot of seasons in a row Josh Allen has started and not missed games.
I mean, in fairness, Mahomes misses because they skip him.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't really miss games.
No,
right?
that's true.
He skips the games. Boy. Goff?
It is Jared Goff! It is Jared Goff! 55 straight
NFL
starts.
My baby. It's my baby. It's my baby. He's trying to nurse like Torrey Craig.
Torrey Craig.
Too soon?
Oh, Torrey Craig's crazy. Man, some of these dudes say some wild things in text messages. George Kittle had 216 receptions in his first 3 seasons, and that was the NFL record until Sunday. Who broke it?
216 receptions in his first 3 seasons?
Yeah, for a tight end. Yeah, for a tight end.
Oh, for a tight end.
Yeah, for a tight end.
Okay, so what tight end broke that record? It has to be a third-year tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Who is in their third year that is awesome? A third-year tight end. I think this is hard. 216.
This guy had 221. Now has 221 in his first 3 years. He is a tight end.
221. So I mean, you gotta be 70. I mean, that's basically almost 75 a year. Am I gonna be mad that I didn't know this immediately?
Maybe. I mean, how much you pay attention to fantasy?
I didn't have
I wouldn't have known this, but because I don't pay attention to the fantasy stuff. Like I've realized that people that really play fantasy football hardcore, like they know these numbers.
I didn't have a fantasy team.
Like Bennett would know this.
AFC or NFC?
NFC. Same division.
Oh, McBride?
Yep, Trey McBride. Yep, Trey McBride.
Yeah,
Trey
Kyler
McBride.
throws to him a lot.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah, underrated.
Good player. He is.
He's underrated because people don't know who Trey McBride is, really.
No, not that. Well, they
he just broke that record for the most. I mean, now obviously that thing's going to get absolutely smashed by Bowers because he's got half of that already.
As long as he stays healthy, Bowers will smash it.
Doesn't Bowers have half? What did he have? 100?
112, 114 receptions.
He had 100. Did he lead the league?
No, Jamar Chase led the league.
In terms of catches?
Yeah, Jamar Chase led the league.
That's crazy.
Aaron Rodgers, I've got a couple of. Aaron Rodgers became the 5th player to throw for 500 touchdowns in NFL history. Only one of those players on that list did it in fewer games than Rodgers.
Hold on, real quick. Chase was number 1.
Jamar Chase's season is unreal.
2 was Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
3, Bowers. 4, McBride. 5 was Neighbors. You have 2 rookies in the top 5.
Crazy.
That is crazy. All right. Aaron Rodgers became the 5th player to throw for 500 touchdowns.
Only one of the players did it in fewer games than Rodgers.
Manning?
Yep, Peyton Manning.
Hey.
Peyton Manning. And it appears, people will crack their jokes, but it probably appears if you watch that interview with Pam Oliver after the game, it seems like Rodgers is probably done. Like he's going to retire. Did you see that? He did a walk-off interview with Pam Oliver after the game, and it seemed like...
Walking off into the sunset? Or is he going to make Enigma 2?
That he's not going to... It's not going to take
Netflix?
long. It seems like he knows they don't want him back. He's like, I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to go out west for a little bit and be with, like go home. But it seems like, yeah. And him and Pam Oliver both told each other they love each other.
Oh, okay.
Gave hugs. A lot of post-game...
Did they dry hump?
Post-games have been shared. They did not.
Okay.
They did not. Never mind.
You were about to say it was on Fox?
It was
Stop.
on Fox.
Stop.
Well,
I know you too well. Okay. Enough.
Who were the top 5 leaders in passing yards this year?
Jared Goff.
He was number 2.
Huh?
He was number 2.
Joe Burrow.
He was number 1. Brr.
Mahomes didn't throw for a lot of yards.
It's wild to think about the other 3. Yeah, Burrow was number 1. Goff was number 2, and it is wild to think about the other 3.
Let me look at the team. Let me look at the teams. I'm not going to look up the players. Let me look up the teams so I can go through them. All right.
Darnold, number 5.
He threw for a lot of yards, bro.
He did. But it's wild to think about who 3, 4, and 5 are.
Okay.
When you think of, like, in...
Not Josh Allen.
No.
Love missed games. Hurts doesn't. Jaden Daniels wouldn't be enough. Baker
Mayfield, number 3.
Threw for a lot of yards. Stafford?
No. Again, think in the Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, kind of.
In the Baker Mayfield.
Think less about the Joe Burrow kind of quarterback and think more of like the Baker Mayfield and the Sam Darnold about kind of their careers.
It's a good hint. Okay, then because I'm weeding out players as I go through. No. Cousins end up sitting out. Geno
Smith, number 4.
Oh, wow.
So you got Geno and but just 3 guys that were just
4.
Well, Goff too. Yeah, Goff
4
too.
cast-offs.
But Goff has been good.
But that's 4 cast-offs.
No, it is. It's 4 cast-offs.
They got rid of Jared Goff to upgrade.
Yes, 2 of which are number 1 overall picks in Goff and Mayfield. Darnold was the 3rd pick. Geno was 2nd round. But like, they were all just
wow.
Yeah, they were cast off. Top 5 leaders in rushing yards this season. Well, 2 of them are pretty easy.
Saquon.
Right? Barkley's number 1.
Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Who ran for a lot of yards? Trying to think of who other running. You were talking about the fantasy thing. I don't have fantasy, but I was trying to think of Williams' team.
Yeah.
Who else? Did Gibbs run for a lot?
Yeah, Gibbs is in there. He's number 5. Jahmyr Gibbs. And they're going to get Montgomery back.
Who else a famous running back?
Bijan Robinson.
He's up there?
Yeah, Bijan Robinson.
Oh, and then Josh Jacobs.
No. I did not realize that this guy was top 5 in rushing this year. But, I mean, he's a name. You know him.
Kyron Williams.
No. I think he's just outside of the top 5. Famous. Was a big-time college player and was really good in the NFL. Got hurt. They didn't want to pay him. I don't think they did pay him. I don't think he's still been paid.
Aaron Jones?
No. You don't remember. Nobody remembered Aaron Jones in college. You remember this guy in college. He was the best running back in college football when he was there.
A long time ago?
I mean, can't be that long ago because running backs don't have a lifespan in the NFL.
Taylor.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. I did not realize he was top 5.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, pretty wild. You did the receiving yards. You looked up the receiving yards.
Yeah, I already looked that up.
Yeah. Well, you looked up receptions, not receiving yards. But I'll give you some of these. Receiving yards, it's Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Brian Thomas finished 3rd in receiving yards this year.
Wow.
Drake London 4th. Drake London had a massive year. And Amon-Ra was 5th. The top in rushing touchdowns, because there are some tied here. 16 rushing touchdowns. You had Derrick Henry, James Cook, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Gibbs had had 4 touchdowns on Sunday night. And then 15 rushing touchdowns with Josh Jacobs. And then you had 3 players tied with 14 rushing touchdowns. You had Kyron Williams, Bijan Robinson, and Jalen Hurts.
Oh, wow.
Jalen Hurts had 14 rushing touchdowns. And then receiving touchdowns, Jamar Chase had 17. Dude, they are going to have to pay him so much money now.
What a mistake.
His season was unreal. Terry McLaurin had 13. He was the next closest. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 12 touchdowns. Mike Evans had 11 touchdowns. And then we were wondering after the first 2 to 3 weeks of the season, he might be done. Mark Andrews, 11 receiving touchdowns on the season, finished 5th in the NFL.
I thought you were going to say Travis Kelce.
No, well, I mean, we did.
We did think that too.
We did think that.
But what happened to these tight ends?
Yeah, what happened to him? Mark Andrews, 11 receiving touchdowns.
He ended up with 11.
But he's not up there in yards. He only had like 500, 600 yards receiving. Like he's not crazy up there in yards.
Slow start though.
Red zone, but red zone, like Lamar looks for him in the red zone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know Terry McLaurin was second.
Yep. He had a massive year. He had a massive season. Yeah.
All right. It's going to do it for today's show. Thanks to Tony Allen. Thanks to John Roser across the glass. We never saw Devin.
We never did.
He was working today.
Yeah.
Having to get things done. So Devin will be back with us tomorrow. Thanks to Jalen back in the studio. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, we gone.